Hello everyone. So today we are going to study the poem Aunt Jennifer's Tigers written by Adrienne Rich. So let's start without any delay. This poem highlights the issue of male chauvinism and the suppression of women in a patriarchal society. So this particular poem, Aunt Jennifer's Tigers, written by Adrienne Rich, this poem highlights the issue of male chauvinism. Now, what is chauvinism? Chauvinism means dominance, that is male dominance, and the suppression of women in a patriarchal society. And it also highlights the problem of woman suppression in a society dominated by men, that is patriarchal society. So the poem thus addresses the constraints of married life experienced by women. So this particular poem highlights the constraints, that is the challenges or the problems that women face throughout their married life. In the beginning of the poem, we see that Aunt Jennifer's tigers prance across a screen tapestry. So in the beginning of the poem, what do we see? We see that Aunt Jennifer's tigers. Now, who is Aunt Jennifer? Aunt Jennifer is the central character of this particular poem, and she is a symbol of all the women, that is, she represents all the women who are dominated in a society of men. So, we see that in the beginning, Aunt Jennifer's tigers prance across a screen tapestry. Now, what are Aunt Jennifer's tigers? So, Aunt Jennifer has created tigers on a screen, on a tapestry. What is a tapestry? A tapestry is a kind of display, a kind of portrait or photo that the tigers created by her prance across the screen. That is, they are shown as extremely bold and dominant. The tigers are bright topaz, that is yellow denizens of green forest. Now these are keywords, that's why I have written these here. That is bright topaz denizens. So what is topaz? Topaz means yellow color, it denotes the yellow color. And what are denizens? Denizens means citizens. So the tigers are actually bright yellow citizens of green forests. As we all know, tigers live in the green forests and they are yellow in color. So that's why they have been described as bright topaz denizens. Well, they are fearless, elegant and courageous. So these tigers are fearless, they don't have any fear. They are elegant and they are full of courage, that is, they are courageous. Well, the fingers of Aunt flutters when she creates tigers. So what happens? The fingers of Aunt Jennifer flutter, that is, she shivers when she creates tigers, as if the ivory needle seems too heavy for her. Well, so the needle with which she is creating these tigers on the tapestry is made of ivory, and it's a very light material. But what we see, that light ivory needle seems very heavy for Aunt when she creates these tigers on the tapestry. Now, what may be the reason? The reason is that since she is in a world dominated by men, so she is frightened of her husband. Well, so her wedding band appears to be very heavy on her hands. Now this wedding band is an important symbol. Why? Because it appears as if she has been overburdened with her marital responsibilities. So similar is the thing that happens here. But since Aunt Jennifer is overburdened with her marital responsibilities, that's why her wedding band seems to be very heavy on her hands. at the end we see that even death cannot free her from her trauma in life. So, however, it is a fact that the tigers created by her will remain prancing even after her death. So, it is a fact that the tigers she has created on the tapestry, they will remain prancing, that is, they will be showing their boldness even after she dies, that is her death. We can notice that the characteristics of the tigers and their creator differ, because while tigers are unafraid and fearless, Aunt Jennifer is weak and submissive. So we can notice that the characteristics of the tigers and their creator, that is tigers and who is their creator? Aunt Jennifer. Their characteristics differ sharply because while tigers are unafraid and fearless, Aunt Jennifer is weak and submissive. So the characteristics of tigers is that they are unafraid and fearless and they are very bold. While on the other hand, Aunt Jennifer is very weak and submissive. Well, so with that we come to the end of this poem. Now I will discuss few of the poetic devices used in the poem with you. Well, so let's start with the poetic devices. Many poetic devices have been used in this short poem. The poem appears to be very small, but it really uses various poetic devices. So let's start one by one. In the first line, Aunt Jennifer's tigers prance across a screen. So here metaphor is being used as the poetic device. After that, if we come to bright topaz denizens of a world of green, this is a line that shows imagery. Now what is imagery? When you read something and it creates a picture in your mind or an image in your mind, so that is an imagery. Well, so when you read this line, bright topaz denizens of a world of green, so if you close your eyes and try to imagine something, then you will see that you are able to look in front of you a beautiful green forest and some yellow tigers there, right? So you may try this once. Well, so in the next two lines, they do not fear the men beneath the tree, they pace in sleek chivalric certainty. Well, so first let me tell the meaning of chivalric. Chivalric means having qualities of courage, courtesy and loyalty. Well, so what is the poetic device used here? It's anaphora. Well, after that, if we come to the next poetic device, in the line Aunt Jennifer's tigers fluttering through her wool. So in this line, imagery is being used because when you read it, you can just imagine a picture like the fingers of Aunt Jennifer, they're fluttering through the wool. You can imagine it. Well, so next in the line, the massive weight of Uncle's wedding band. Here, the massive weight, in these two words, metaphor is the poetic device that is being used here. After this, in the line, when aunt is dead, her terrified hands will lie. So what is happening in this line? What is the poetic device in this line? It's transferred epithet, because terrified hands can never be terrified. So aunt is terrified, but her characteristic has been passed on to her hands. So it's written terrified hands. So it's transferred epithet. And if you are unable to understand this properly, please go to the previous poems. There I have explained it properly. Well, next in the last line, will go on prancing, proud and unafraid. So here prancing, proud, both are words starting with P, consonant letters, right? So it's alliteration. And another poetic device, that is the tigers in the panel that she made will go on prancing, proud and unafraid. In these two lines, if we combine them, it becomes personification. Why? Because it's not real tiger. the tigers in the panel, that is in the tapestry, these tigers can never move actually, right? But what she says, that they will go on prancing proud and unafraid, which is not possible. So a human quality has been given to a non-living thing. That's it. If you have any doubts, you may comment. Until then, keep studying. See you in the next video. Thank you all.